Corn, one of the most iconic and essential crops in human history, nourishes billions of people across the globe. Every year, more than 1 billion tons of this golden grain are harvested, and from these golden ears come countless mouth-watering products. Yet among all the corn-based foods, one might wonder how exactly are those perfectly sweet, neatly packed kernels in a can made? Today we reveal the astonishing process behind the creation of 160,000 tons of canned corn at one of the most advanced production facilities in the world. The journey begins in the heart of sprawling cornfields, stretching beyond the horizon. These are not just any fields, they're the lifeblood of corn production, particularly in the U.S., where the Corn Belt, primarily centered in Iowa, reigns supreme. In this region, corn thrives under sunny skies and moist soil. Each crop takes between 3 to 4 months to mature, transforming from tiny seeds into towering green stalks that can reach up to 9 feet tall. Interestingly, each corn plant contains both male and female flowers. The male flowers sit atop the plant and release pollen, while the female flowers, nestled lower between the leaves, patiently await pollination. Once fertilized, they evolve into ears of corn brimming with hundreds of tightly packed golden kernels. Each kernel is a compact nugget of nutrition. The window for harvesting sweet corn is surprisingly narrow. For maximum flavor and tenderness, it must be picked at its peak maturity, when it is plump and sweet but not overly ripe. Farmers only have a few weeks, typically between mid-August and mid-October, to get it right. And timing is crucial. From the moment corn is harvested, it must be canned within 12 hours to ensure absolute freshness and preserve that signature flavor and texture. To pull off such a feat, modern farms depend on highly specialized harvesters. These mechanical giants are equipped with razor-sharp blades and intelligent ear-picking systems. The blades slice through the stalks at just the right height, ensuring each ear is removed cleanly without damage. The freshly harvested ears are collected in massive bins attached to the harvester. But these machines don't just harvest, they also chop leftover stalks and leaves into mulch. This byproduct isn't wasted. It becomes livestock feed or fertilizer, making the process remarkably sustainable. Each harvester can collect up to 150 tons of corn a day, sweeping across fields with astonishing speed and efficiency. Once filled, the bins are emptied into specially designed transport trucks, which then race against the clock to reach the processing plant. Upon arrival at the factory, trucks unload tons of corn onto a massive outdoor conveyor system. To manage the overwhelming volume, the plant uses powerful conveyor belts and a dedicated bulldozer. The bulldozer flattens and guides the corn onto the moving belts, which ferry the harvest deeper into the facility. The next critical step is sorting. Experienced inspectors stand ready, eyes trained with precision. Their task: eliminate ears that are damaged, undersized, or overripe. Every rejected ear is a potential flaw in the final product. Only the best make it through to the next phase. Now begins the transformation. The selected corn enters the husking area, where spinning rollers with textured surfaces carefully strip away the outer husks and silk threads. This delicate step is performed with astonishing speed and accuracy, ensuring the golden kernels remain untouched and whole. But even the discarded husks have value. They are collected, shredded, and sent to farms where they either feed livestock or break down into rich, organic compost. Nothing is wasted. With their protective layers gone, the ears move on to cleaning. Powerful agitation tanks filled with a carefully measured mixture of baking soda, citric acid, and sodium lauryl sulfate agitate the corn. These substances, known for their mild alkalinity and foaming ability, generate swirling water currents that dislodge any lingering dirt, debris, insects, or plant material. The result is spotless, sanitized corn ready for the next and most critical step: kernel removal. This phase demands extreme precision. Before cutting, trained workers once again inspect each ear, positioning it perfectly on the conveyor belt. The corn is then carried toward high-speed cutting heads, each armed with 6 ultra-sharp blades spinning rapidly. As the corn passes through, the blades expertly shear off the kernels without crushing or mixing in any cob fragments. What's most remarkable is the machine's intelligence. It uses sensors to detect the size of each ear, automatically adjusting the blade spacing for optimal cutting. Whether the ear is short, long, thick, or thin, every kernel is extracted cleanly. This kind of engineering perfection ensures maximum yield with minimal waste, an extraordinary achievement in food processing. At the heart of the factory, a towering kernel removal machine springs into action, showcasing an impressive capability of processing over 7,000 ears of corn every hour. This behemoth doesn't just strip kernels from cobs, it does it with precision, maintaining the integrity of each plump, golden piece. The separated kernels flow in a mesmerizing stream along the conveyor system, millions of them, like tiny golden rivers headed for transformation. But automation isn't everything. Once separated, these kernels undergo a manual quality check. Trained workers stand watch, their eyes razor-sharp, inspecting for imperfections. Damaged or discolored kernels, instantly plucked, undersized pieces, removed without hesitation. It's a task that demands not just focus, but instinct, the kind that only experienced human hands can deliver. No robot can match it. After this scrutiny, the kernels pass through a vibrating sieve system, a mechanical gatekeeper that removes leftover debris, broken bits, and anything that could ruin the final product. Only the best kernels survive this phase, clean, consistent, and glistening, ready for what comes next. Now the corn is primed for blanching, a crucial preservation technique. The kernels are swiftly immersed in boiling water, their brief bath reaching temperatures between 158 to 167 degrees Fahrenheit. This heat treatment isn't just for show. It deactivates natural enzymes that would otherwise dull the corn's color, change its flavor, or ruin its texture over time. For about 4 to 5 minutes, the corn cooks just enough to lock in its freshness, but they can't stay hot for long. Immediately after blanching, the kernels must be cooled to prevent overcooking. Traditional methods use cold water baths, but this factory employs cutting-edge cooling machines, with vibrating conveyor belts, high-speed fans, and a recirculating cooling system. The kernels are blasted with cold air. This technique eliminates the risk of water absorption, a common issue with soaking methods, and keeps the kernels dry, intact, and crisp. Meanwhile, in a separate section of the facility, another critical step begins: can preparation. Using stainless steel cans lined with a protective tin layer, the factory ensures there's no unwanted reaction between the food and metal. These cans arrive from trusted manufacturers and are handled by flexible robotic arms. They glide smoothly onto a fast-moving conveyor, shining like silver soldiers in formation. But before any corn enters, the cans are taken through a rigorous sterilization process. High-pressure steam cleanses every surface, eliminating bacteria and ensuring each container is food safe. Next, there's a question few people ask: what's the liquid inside canned corn? Contrary to popular belief, it's not just plain water. The liquid is a specially formulated brine, a mixture of purified water, sugar, salt, and acidity regulators. This solution serves multiple purposes. It prevents bacterial growth, maintains the vibrant yellow color, and adds a subtle sweetness that enhances the corn's natural flavor. More importantly, it stabilizes the pH, extending the product's shelf life and keeping it safe for consumption for years. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for: the filling. The sterilized cans glide into position as high-speed filling machines deposit precise amounts of corn. Each can is filled to a specific level, carefully leaving just enough headspace. Why the gap? This small detail ensures the brine and corn can expand safely during heat treatment without bursting the can or affecting its contents. Then comes the sealing. Quick, firm, and flawless. Automated sealing machines apply heat and pressure to attach lids, creating an airtight lock. This step is absolutely vital. It prevents air, bacteria, and contaminants from entering, ensuring the corn stays fresh and flavorful. With the cans sealed, it's time for the most intense phase: sterilization. The sealed cans are stacked into metal crates, each one capable of holding hundreds. A rail system transports these crates into a high-temperature sterilization chamber, where they're exposed to up to 480 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 to 6 minutes. This heat eliminates every last trace of microorganisms or enzymes, allowing the product to remain stable and safe for up to 5 years. Once sterilized, the cans are rapidly cooled to stabilize the product. Cooling prevents overprocessing and locks in the final texture and taste. But before the corn reaches consumers, it must pass the ultimate test: lab inspection. Randomly selected cans are opened and tested by food technicians. They check for nutritional values, microbiological safety, kernel texture, and color consistency. If even one parameter is off, the batch is flagged. This final step ensures that only the highest quality corn reaches store shelves. Now the last transformation begins: labeling. Robotic arms precisely place the cans onto another conveyor. Each one heads toward a labeling station, where bright, attractive labels are carefully applied. These labels include everything from ingredients to expiration dates, lot numbers, and nutritional facts. It's not just about branding, it's about consumer trust and regulatory compliance. Finally, the journey ends with distribution. Massive trucks are loaded with pallets of gleaming canned corn. They roll out to supermarkets, grocery stores, and warehouses across the country. The corn, once growing quietly in the fields, is now a convenient, delicious, and shelf-stable product, ready to be used in soups, salads, casseroles, or simply enjoyed on its own. So next time you open a can of corn, think about the complex process, the precision, the technology, and the human care that made it possible. What's your favorite way to enjoy canned corn? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing factory journeys. We'll see you in the next video.